World of YouTube, Terrible Sight here. Stumbled upon a article last night, and mind you, gives me the creeps because a month away from this day today will be my birthday, and just seeing the 25th in some crime scene just makes you cringe. Just like Jeremiah Oliver. Whatever the case may be with that case, I know that I'm not too happy that his mother put my birth date on her body for the simple fact that I think could have been the death of her son. Sad situations when you have people, and right, like I always say, here today, gone tomorrow, and left with nothing but images, still photos left in our head of nothing. It's just crazy that, just to think that, somebody's here and you're, talk to them, say like the hour before or something, then all of a sudden they're gone without a trace. Which leads me to this case. And I'll tell you something right now. You want to talk about a case with no details. This is definitely one of them. James Teta, if I'm saying that right. Right, Teta. And this is another thing. This was a month before I was born. That's what makes it even more creepier. In 1973, 15 years old this kid was. Unsolved homicide. And this is also just insane, because he lived in Revere, Mass. His body was found in the woods of Route 119 in Ringe. Now, I do take an occasional drive up through that area once in a while. When I want to head out to New Hampshire and some things. And I do get an eerie feeling out that way, whether it be Native Americans, You get that vibe when you know something's out there. And if this has been one of them that's given me some vibes, this explains why. But Saturday, August 25th, an autopsy. Wait a minute. On Saturday, August 25th, 1973. I thought he said it was found on that date. I mean, that's crazy. They find what? Wait a minute. Reported missing from his home. Oh, August 23rd, sorry. The body was found. So 2 days. Someone tortured and raped this boy. Now, just to think that there was a rapist out there, and could have been rightfully a serial rapist. First thing that came to mind was Jeffrey Dahmer, but he was like out in Iowa or something, or out in that area, Midwest. But there could have there been, you know, you had John Gacy, I don't even want to call him John Wayne. Why his father called him that is beyond me, but that's ridiculous. Ruining the Duke's name. But raped and strangled. And one can only imagine, you know, how many of these people are out there. You had Ted Bundy, you had Jeffrey Dahmer, you had John Wayne Gacy. Yeah, who else we have back then? I mean, the list goes on. And the unfamed, so as they so call it, the ones that were out there just, you know, and this guy has never been caught. So even this one makes him even more, you know, lost to say, like Jack the Ripper. Now, of course, who knows if blood samples, fingerprints, all your friggin' standard, you know, investigation tools, were they used, were they properly done, was evidence saved. They don't say if he was clothed or naked. All they say is his body was found, you know. They didn't say if they found semen. And if he was raped, I mean, it's sick to think. Did that person shoot anything all over him, or how did they do it? Did they find any semen or whatever you want to call it, right? You know, them are the things that are like, yeah, it's icky to talk about and come out of your mouth, but to catch a killer, you gotta think like a killer. And to investigate, you need to, you know, right, how much of this was done, it don't even say. All it says is the autopsy, raped, strangled, that's it. Found in the woods. But damn, taken from Revere. And, now Revere for me, no. Let me see, I'm trying to think. And for someone to know this route, had to have been local in New Hampshire. Because 119, I can tell you, that is one secluded road coming into Fitchburg. Oh no, wait a minute. It almost reaches Fitchburg, but it cuts over to Townsend, Mass. So, I could say from the border of Fitchburg, it's probably about 5 miles to hit 119. And 119 also veers off from Route 31 up that way. But I've traveled that road multiple times, and I can assure you that it is secluded, especially up in the Ringe area. You have your roads that, you know, tamper off it, but there's maybe a gas station, a few stores, companies out there, but in 1973, yeah, one can only imagine what was built back then. And that road, to this day, I mean, they do have one major intersection out there, and the other one, you know, is way back into the Fitchburg area. So, I mean, Townsend, Fitchburg area. So, with that being said, you know, someone had to have known that area very well to bring them out there. And to go out to Revere, though, that's friggin' insane. I mean, literally, right? Somebody must have now the thing is was what was going on in the 1970s in New Hampshire? Was there any case of any type of say so these kind of happenings? And did they investigate into that? Did they look into that? Missing people up in New Hampshire. I mean, this person had to have known their roots well. And the only way to get to 119 through Fitchburg, you'd have to get, I don't even know how the highway ran back then, but Route 12 to Bemis Road, and that would lead you all the way to Route 31, John Fitch Highway. So this person must have taken a lot of time through that area and decided, right, what better way to kill someone is to pick them up from another city, town. And I thought I read something missing from his home. And this kid was at his house now. So with that being said, what in the hell? How would anybody know to pick this kid up? Unless this person, right, was doing a regular, serial killing, found the Route 119, because you're thinking back in 1973, man. The only way you're going to know about things around that area and that time, I wouldn't even say from road maps. So as I was saying, talking about mapping and everything, back in the 70s, I'm sure a lot of people did road traveling. And I'm sure this killer was a road traveler. Of course, to find out ways to get to 119. Like I said, you got to go through some, rights and left to get to this. And you got to know this route and ways to get there, to find out, the best way to get there. And right back in them days, I'm sure maps were all over the place due to the fact of, not having roads made or this or that. But another thing is this don't even say, and look at that, it don't even have a photo of the kid. So it's like, did anybody, how can I say this, ever think of, or ever, what the hell did the parents say about this kid? Was he did he have any disabilities? How did he get lured out of a friggin' house unless he was outside? All these questions that need answers and not even in the article. Just to say he was found dead and kidnapped from his house. I'm not settled with that, man. To me, that's another poor investigation. And this stuff like this drives me crazy. Because there's a lot of things that need to be answered in cases like this. And when you're only, stuck with barely any kind of information on a case, and was there any witnesses? Where was the house located? Was it on a dead-end street? Was there no houses around it, or was there a lot of houses around it? There's things here that things need to be answered, or even put into the article, or just none of this bull crap of, this kid went missing from his home, found on Route 119. Back in them days, you see how easy it is. It still is. Because, nobody pays attention a lot these days either. Especially that case of the little girl went missing and the mother that was on Dr. Phil. She was right in the front yard and went to her bedroom and, come on, just went into the house, but from the garden to the house, she went missing. Someone snatched her up. Things like this, man, is just ridiculously insane. And whatever they gave for information from the parents on this kid is even more insane. Nothing about what he was. You know, people didn't take pictures of their friggin' kid. Back in the day, man, everybody used to take pictures of kids, family photos. So this must have not have been a family-oriented family. Because if you ain't got no photos, excuse me, you're kidding, man. Jeez. Come on. But, hey, I guess it is what it is. So with that being said, I'm going to see what I can dig up more on this one, because I'm very interested in this case, and I might even take a little trip out to 119 to see, or even call the police to see if they can give me an exact location. But until the next video, folks, be safe, take care, and always beware, man, because this stuff still happens to this day. Sick. Out.